Welcome to today's Explainer. We are diving straight into a wild ride today, breaking down the absolutely thrilling 10-episode anime adaptation of Alex's Redemption. We're looking at a masterfully paced story where the literal end of the world is actually just the beginning of one man's ultimate test. It's such a fascinating look at how a tight single-season run balances human regret, supernatural second chances, and the raw grit you'd need to survive an apocalypse. So we're going to break down the mechanics of this animated world and see exactly how a guy named Alex navigates an impossible situation across these 10 episodes. Right off the bat, the pilot episode drops us into the absolute darkest moment of our protagonist's life. His world is just shattered. And this isn't some slow, methodical buildup. It is an immediate, violent catalyst. Alex catches his girlfriend cheating, and in this moment of pure, blinding rage, he commits an unthinkable crime. He takes the lives of both his girlfriend and her lover. It's a point of total, irreversible destruction. And then, everything just goes dark. Now, you might think the story ends right there, in that abyss, but actually, this incredibly dark moment becomes the launchpad for a massive twist. Which brings us to the first major shift in the series, rebirth before the Ice Age. So Alex awakens from that darkness to a completely unbelievable reality. He hasn't just woken up in a jail cell the next day. He's been reborn, thrust back in time to exactly 5 days before a catastrophic, world-ending ice age kicks off. The slate is wiped clean, sure, but the stakes are unimaginably high. The anime brilliantly uses this strict 5-day timeline to structure the tension of these early episodes. Day 1 is just pure shock and awakening. Day 2, the horrifying realization sets in. By day 3, it is all about frantic preparation. On day 4, you literally see the cold creeping closer on screen. And finally, day 5, the freeze descends. It's a brutal ticking clock. There is zero room for error or dwelling on his past, and you really feel that escalating tension as the days tick down. This introduces the most crucial mechanic of his survival, the daily reward system. Alongside this miraculous time jump comes a really mysterious lifeline. Alex isn't just thrown back in time empty-handed. He's given this supernatural edge that totally defines his strategy. Every single day of that countdown, the system grants him tangible assets. We're talking money, new skills, and crucial upgrades. The anime does a phenomenal job visualizing these RPG-like mechanics, showing glowing interfaces and immediate physical enhancements. But they aren't just random, fun perks. It's a systematic provisioning. It forces him to be highly strategic, taking these daily grants and immediately applying them to fortify his position before the temperature drops to zero. And that takes us into the mid-season focus, building the safe house. You have to remember, Alex is deeply haunted by the betrayal he experienced and the horrific actions that followed it. But he doesn't just sit around paralyzed by that guilt. Instead, he transforms his emotional pain and deep regret into absolute relentless determination. His psychological trauma essentially becomes the fuel for his physical preparation. The mid-season episodes showcase this through a grueling, beautifully animated montage of hunting, crafting, and building. He is rigorously mastering these survival skills. He's combining the supernatural upgrades of the system with his own blood, sweat, and tears, which turns this whole sequence into profound character development rather than just a boring checklist of apocalyptic chores. With each passing day on that timeline, and with every single system upgrade he applies, his shelter grows stronger. The stockpile builds up fast. Food to fight off starvation, weapons to defend his territory, and above all else, warmth to combat that lethal, creeping cold. The animation in these specific episodes is striking. It heavily emphasizes the transformation of his safe house from this basic, fragile little shelter into an impenetrable, heavily stockpiled bunker. It's a great visual reflection of his growing determination, fueled by a really complex mix of regret over his past and a desperate hope for this new future. Finally, the timer runs out, leading to our final section, Redemption and the Apocalypse. The Ice Age actually descends upon the world, wiping out everything in its path. But because of all that relentless preparation, Alex's refuge truly becomes a fortress of survival in the middle of a frozen wasteland. He actually beat the countdown. These climactic final episodes highlight a really stark contrast. The guy driven by blind rage who made those irreversible mistakes in the premiere, he's gone. In his place is a man utilizing newfound strengths to survive against all odds. The daily reward system served as this vital bridge, allowing Alex to take the immense weight of his past mistakes and actively blend them with his new skills to build something incredibly durable. In the heart of this frozen, unforgiving apocalypse, Alex discovers a profound truth. And this is the core of the show. True redemption isn't just about surviving the cold. And it certainly isn't just about erasing the past. It's about taking absolute control. The anime's finale perfectly solidifies this idea, that mastering one's destiny is the ultimate form of redemption in a broken world. He rewrote his fate, not just by avoiding death, but by taking full command of his life when literally everything else had fallen apart. So, the crucial point to consider as we wrap up this explainer is this. What would you do? If you were given a countdown of just 5 days and a miraculous second chance, how would you blend your own past mistakes with new strengths to master your destiny? It is a thrilling concept that this anime brilliantly explores, challenging all of us to think about how we build our own safe houses, both literal and metaphorical, before the cold sets in. Thanks so much for diving into this incredible 10-episode survival story with me today.